Hi everyone, it's Diversity TV bringing you the Untold Story for the week of October the 1st, 2021 from the fantastic city of Edmonton, Alberta in Canada. Hosted by Emi Batoum and sponsored by Ray Z Plumbing and Heating, now offering fantastic deals for water heaters and furnaces. Now, the headlines for this week. An Immigrant Experience Show Special invited leading candidates running in the Calgary municipal elections to share how they plan to tackle diversity and inclusion in Calgary. It's harvest time at the CCIS garden in North East Calgary. Annamie Paul bows to the unelected racist within the Green Party. Canada celebrates the first Truth and Reconciliation Day on September 30, 2021. Last but not the least, here are our monthly updates on insurance and real estate by awards-winning professionals. Now, the news in full. Segment 1. It's election season in cities across Alberta. A special version of the Immigrant Experience Show with host Moji Taiwo asks leading Calgary candidates how they will tackle the burning issue of diversity and inclusion in Calgary.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're coming to you from the city of Calgary, beautiful city of Calgary. My name is Moji Taiwo, the host of the Immigrant Experience Show and the author of I Give Because I'm Blessed Because I Give.
I think back to what drew me to Calgary and what made me feel like I was part of a community. And it was the opportunity that the city offered, the opportunity to be who I am, to do the work I was very passionate about, and to be able to, put a roof over my head and volunteer in my community and just make this place something that I call home. And I've done research into what makes Calgary a place where many immigrants want to come and then stay. And it's always the same message. It just feels like home. It feels like I belong here. And I think through the pandemic, we have seen a lot of times when ugliness has reared its head. And instead of being the inclusive and welcoming city that we are, we have seen a lot of divisiveness. And so my vision for Calgary means that it is a place where anyone is welcome and everyone is invited to make this place home, to run a business, to take on any type of employment they wish to, and to live in a great community that they can contribute to. And I think we do that by creating an image of Calgary that says we are a center of excellence for a transitioning economy and a transitioning society, a place where you can come and help us be innovative in how we become more sustainable, cleaner, and greener, how we become more progressive. That's the city we need to be.
And so when we think about inclusion and diversity, it's much more than just talking about how we feel about inclusion and diversity. We have to get out and action it and show it because it's critical to how we're going to attract all of these people to our city. I think, first you have to take a stand and say racism is not welcome in our city, period, full stop. It's non-negotiable. And we have to take that lens. And I always think about it from the perspective of, we see a lot of politicians, and I'm glad you talked about how you've seen the city change, because I was going to ask you that question. A lot of politicians, they talk about, well, we're going to go out and do something about racism. And frankly, they preach to the choir. I will never understand what a lot of a third now of our population in this city goes through on a day-to-day basis. I have friends that are born and raised here in Calgary, and they've been treated like, they don't exist here, or this isn't their home too. And so for me, it's getting beyond that conversation of having the conversation with folks like yourself, and having the conversation at home at the dinner table with my kids, having the conversation that's difficult in the boardroom to have. It's actioning these conversations and not continuing to pat ourselves on the back and think, well, we had a conversation, made change happen. It's how do you make a change? You make a change by taking difficult conversations and having them with the people you need to have them with, not the people you think you need to have them with.
Be honest with you, when then she got elected. When he got elected in 2010, the mayor, the current mayor, I said, oh my goodness, if he's going to get elected in this city, I will be the next mayor as well whenever he's not going to run. And that is the dream, and that's what's going to happen. So that's one of the reasons why, and by the, to cap it up, I was not happy with the way the current council was raising taxes as a business owner. I was not happy with the home moving back and forth, and that is why the vision of my campaign is very clear: to reduce taxes and to provide tax incentives for homeowners and businesses to keep them here in this city. I don't want to be seeing them moving away and going to some other areas where they think they have tax haven. I want to put it here, it's all about the economy and getting a lot of young folks and ethnic votes and diversify the city. It's about inclusion and equity. It's all on my platform that this city is not about the blues anymore. It's not about the reds or the orange or the independents. It's about inclusion and equity to get things going. I don't want to leave anyone behind. I want everyone in this city, with due apologies from First Nations to white settlers to every immigrant like you and I that have called here home, to have a voice at the city of Calgary. That's what this election is all about.
Human beings just need is food, shelter, clothing, recreation, transport, and just affordable housing and so on. So the main things which I've got to hear is unemployment. Second is people suffering with their businesses and they need tax cuts with housing, with businesses. And last is racism, inequality. That's been huge. Now, thanks to the pandemic, it's just added more fuel to the fire by getting people unemployed. And people, when they get into their shell, they get these bad ideas. And all they can do is get their frustrations out. So domestic violence has been on the rise, especially for stay-at-home moms and especially for those people who are unemployed. So yeah, that's something we need to address and which could only come back with the economic recovery.
I come from India, and India is a country where we say unity in diversity. We have diverse cultures, and same thing in this ward. We are very diverse. I've gone to Carrington, I've gone to other communities. There are so many Nigerians, there are so many Filipinos, East Indians, Punjabis, and Europeans, and the whole communities. We just need to include everybody. We need to build an inclusive society. We need to have unity in diversity. And because I am running and I have been a broadcaster throughout Alberta on Access Television, I have seen many communities coming together watching my broadcast as well. And this is my goal, to have all of the communities on one platform and make it work. Everybody should feel included. And this is how we're going to build this ward. Building community is one of my 5 pillars.
Segment 2. Dr. Bobda shared his pharmacological expertise on the working of his acne products for darker skin types. Hear from him directly.
The acne problem, you have to think to solve the inflammation problem on the skin. That's why we use the chamomile extract on the cleansing lotion, try to clean deeply and start solving the problem of inflammation on the skin. Then we have to balance the pH. We know that the pH is really important of the skin health. If you have an unbalanced pH, you more likely have some bacterial infection, yeast infection due to the pH. So this botanical toner with tamarind extracts is there to balance the pH, give a deep cleaning on your face, opening the pores so that all the active ingredient from the other product will go deeply to the derma. Then secondly, the magic product, this is a vitamin C. We all know that the vitamin C is one of the potent antioxidants that the mother nature gifted us. Yeah, so we added the hyaluronic acid in there. We also added the gotu kola. The gotu kola helped to increase the blood flow under the derma so that the oxygen, bring more oxygen into the skin and more life into the skin. That's what this do. And also a potent anti-inflammatory And also bacteriostatic, what does that mean? Bacteriostatic means blocking the bacteria to grow, because one of the components of the acne in certain people is bacterial infection. So this does block the bacteria to grow and give the chance to our immune system to completely destroy those bacteria and win the infection. So we can clear the acne definitely. Of course, after bringing all those active ingredients into the skin needs to be moisturized. Bring more water on the skin. The skin needs to be, to breathe. And to do that, this is what we formulated at our 24-hour daily cream. You apply on the skin, and it brings more moisture, more active ingredient like blueberry extract, pomegranate extract. Those are anti-aging products, and it's a wonderful product. What I'm going to say is that this is a whole family product. Right? All our natural ingredients we use, and one of the things is that all the products are made in Canada.
Segment 3. Nominations are now open for AC Awards 2021 in Alberta and Ontario. Diversity Magazine Souvenir of Prominence is designed for your wall or desk and is now available as part of AC Awards. Nominate those making a difference in the community, non-profit, business, or career here at www.diversitymag.ca. Segment 4. Fashion and Beauty Time on Diversity TV. New in town, Beauty Diamond Medi Spa brings your beauty to life on 4530 99th Street in Edmonton, Alberta, every day from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. except Sundays. So, let us hear about Lola Olorufemi, the Beauty Diamond Medi Spa founder, as she shares her journey with Diversity TV.
Beauty Diamond came into being because I love to look good and I love to make other people to look good as well. Two things I found that are important to many people, their health and their wealth. Whatever you're doing is either you are building your health, or you're doing something to make your health better, or you are doing things to make it worse. And also in terms of your wealth, what are you doing to deplete your resources or actually multiplying your resources? So these two things actually help me in my life to refocus my goals and actually to put a check on myself. You know, what am I doing? Am I actually impacting life? Am I building, or am I doing things that are repleting? So Beauty Diamond came into being one day when I went to the spa and I had a whole body waxing, and I just felt like I could tell somebody that could relate to what I was talking about as a woman of color. Most of them couldn't understand what we mean, how stretch marks actually, we all have stretch marks as women, but sometimes it's more vivid in women of color and the likes of that. So after teaching for so long, my third child, we're talking about pain management. And I went and I talked about aesthetic nursing. So being that I'm a nurse, I like to inject people, and I went to aesthetic nursing and I absolutely loved it. Before Beauty Diamond came into being, I've worked with a couple of people and, pair up with them at their spa, and I just thought it was time for me to have my own. More so, before COVID hit, nobody knew the essence of taking care of our body, soul, and spirit. But when COVID hit, like some people that know, my husband is a physician, and we wanted to give back to all of us that are frontline workers. And it's good to care for people, but how do we replenish ourselves, body, soul, and spirit? And that's why Beauty Diamond came into being.
Segment 5. BESP has given me the confidence to make the right decision to grow my business. These are words of Sean talking about BESP to Diversity TV. BESP recipient Sean joins two fantastic ladies, Alexandra from RBC and Mona Lisa from Futurepreneur, to share not just the good news of BESP, but also how the Black Entrepreneur Startup program has transformed his business. Now, let us hear directly from Alexandra, Mona Lisa, and Sean.
Why support young Black entrepreneurs with this program? The Black Entrepreneur Startup Program, fondly known as BESP, it comes with a whole lot of great benefits. First, capital injection. We all appreciate the importance of capital injection to every business. Secondly, creation of employment. We're not just creating employment directly for that entrepreneur, but we are also creating indirect employment, because there is that web designer who is going to design his website. There is that truck driver who will deliver his goods. So there is both direct and indirect employment. And finally, multiculturalism. We foster multiculturalism because with the exchange of cultures, the economy thrives, the economy grows.
If you are a young Black entrepreneur and you're aged between 18 to 39 and you're looking for funding for your business, then you definitely need to check out Futurepreneur's Black Entrepreneur Startup Program funded by RBC. It's an excellent program that has been created to address specific barriers faced by young Black entrepreneurs. Our goal is to truly help you be successful in launching your business. And we also offer you a mentor along the way for 2 years after you receive funding to help you scale and properly grow. So do not hesitate to go on our website to contact us if you need more information. We are there to help you. Thank you.
My name is Sean Raymond, and I'm with Sean Bar Training. I am here to tell you about the BESP program with Futurepreneur. Not only has this program helped inject capital funding into my business, it has helped me grow my entrepreneurial business far more rapidly than I would have ever been able to think or come to beforehand. This program gives me mentorship that allows me to grow my business for 2 years after the funding has been released. And not only has that support helped me grow, it has also given me the confidence to make the decisions and the choices that I need to make my business as successful as it has been this year.
Segment 6, Straight Talk, COVID and Our People. Have you taken the COVID-19 vaccine? What made you take it? Or if not, why not? Listen to what some community leaders have to say on the issue of COVID vaccine.
Have our newcomers or refugees coming from parts of, I'll start with the people coming from certain parts of Africa. They are very hesitant to get vaccines. There's a lot of historical reasons why they do not trust, not the vaccines per se, but I think the whole sort of medical or healthcare system. In the past, I think many of us here come from Africa originally. There were some, how should I put this? The vaccines or things taken to the continent of Africa were not exactly positive things. So vaccines, some people, especially the older, I think African refugee immigrants, look at this as yet another thing that's being pushed down their throat. That is exactly, they query it, like what is the good or the intention of this vaccine? Now, when they tell us this, we say, well, I would say openly that I've been vaccinated, being a healthcare worker, and I know many African people have been vaccinated. So this was not made or created to intentionally harm them. So that's the one lot of people, and I can expand on that later. We then have those who say to us, oh, this vaccine was made in a hurry. How safe is it? That's I think a very common thing and cuts across all ethnic sort of backgrounds. And our response is that the technology behind this vaccine creation has been in existence. It's been used for things like rabies, for cytomegalovirus viruses, for other viruses. So the technology was in existence. And I said to one lady, it's like someone makes dough or puts together cake mix. And then someone comes along and says, well, I could do a cake with this mix, or I could do a muffin, or I could do a cupcake. But that technology was in existence. And from it, we then came about this vaccine. So it's not necessarily new. There's that lot. We have the lot that says, we're young. We're young, we don't need this. Maybe if I'm old, I've seen old people dying from COVID. I'm a young person, I have my immunity. And we say to them, no, actually, this virus is different. Whether you're young or not, you can get it. It's very contagious. And then you can pass it on to somebody else who's even older or more vulnerable, has got more vulnerabilities, and that person can get very sick or even end up in ICU, even die. So there are quite a list of things that people say out there, but those are three of the things that sort of jump out at me right away.
Processes in place that were there, and because, yes, it was done rapidly, but because of these structures that were there before, it made it easier for it to be done effectively. I've gotten my 2 vaccines, and my daughter has had 2 vaccines. My wife has got 2 vaccines. It's just that my 10-year-old can't. But vaccines have been proven over the years, over 100 years, to actually help. But one of the things that social media has played a huge impact on how people are accessing the vaccine, because people are listening. And then today, people have WhatsApp, and they can access information on their phone, and one video is circulated over and over and then edited or added. So this misinformation on social media has played a huge role in people. And when we look at the 25% that have not been vaccinated, and the Africa Center has been one of those hubs that have been helping the Black community to get vaccinated.
I also support, the vaccine, in a sense. For me, what I watched first when the vaccine came out, with all the information that were out there on the internet and everywhere, people were talking all kind of things about being killed. It's 666, it's cheap, it's this, you just name it. So personally, I sat down and looked at it, and I said, okay, the vaccine is out. A lot of people said before, it's taken years for vaccine to come out when there is an outbreak of anything. And why is this so quick? And I think I did my own research into it. I listened to people, and I got to realize that since the outbreak of SARS, they've started working on, on a vaccine for coronavirus. So I realized that. And the other thing that actually, quickened me to take the vaccine was when it came to Canada. The good thing was it was being administered to the old people and the frontline workers. And I think I paid attention to what was going on there. I realized that after the vaccination was successful, administered to the old people, hospitalization, transmission, death went down. And I don't think any doctor or any scientist will tell me more. It tells me that the vaccine works. So based on that, I went and I've already taken my 2nd dose. And I encourage people. And one thing I don't do is anybody that has a different views in arguing it that is not good and things, I don't argue with you. I will ask you to get more information from professionals, or if you're looking one-sided for your information, I would advise the person to be open-minded and try to protect themselves, because I've seen where people take vaccines in the past, including myself when I was younger. There were a lot of, I would say there are so many of those disease that I never had until now. Why? Because my parents vaccinated me. And at least I understand vaccine work. I think these are the things that we have to teach most of our people. Unfortunately for us from Africa, I think one thing that is blocking us is a lot of our people who were in the villages, they didn't have the opportunity to be vaccinated, so they're not used to it. They don't know it. They don't have the education. And finding themselves here today, even in Africa, when we call people, they've never had a vaccination because some of them didn't have it when they were little. So for you to convince them that you have to take this, I think they listen to different kind of sources. And I hope at the end of the day, as we do have our Dr. Njenga here, they will be able to, pass a very good message to people to understand that it's something that they need to take. Thank you.
It's very safe to get the immunization. Is safe, and it's safer to get immunized than to get the disease. For me, the vaccines, it really help. It will help fight what's wrong with your immune system, what's wrong with your body. For me, it really helped. I remembered when I took my first dose of Pfizer, my left arms was very sore, and I have not really a bad side effects about the vaccine, but I have a sinus. But I knew I have the sinus. I grew up, I'm from Haiti, and I left my country when I was 13 years old, and I spent 9 years in United States of America. So I have the sinus problem, but I never take it seriously. And then I never know if it was that serious. I never treat it. So when I took the COVID vaccine, it bring it up because I have it in me already. So I finally treated. So when I took the second dose, I was fine. I felt very well. My arms is not even sore. I didn't have any pain, no fever, no headache. So I think it's good. It's really worked. Yes. And I have the sinus. I manage the symptoms. I get a lot of medicine, a lot of nasal spray. It blocked I have stuffy nose, running nose, sneezing for 3 days, and after it's gone. And it's very amazing to see the virus. It's a pandemic, and it's a breathing problem and all around the world. So now they finally bring a vaccine to help others. And it's nothing wrong with the vaccine. I try it on me. I think if someone took it, if it showed bad side effects, it's because you have something, the vaccine find in you that it's gonna help you.
Segment 7. What do we have for Diversity TV International News? A court in The Hague, the Netherlands, gave legal backing to racial profiling by airport security. This was in the case of Panzo Bamenga, a city councillor and academic from Eindhoven in the Netherlands, who was selected for extra security check at the Eindhoven airport because he is a black man. With the backing of rights group, he brought a case against the Dutch government to end racial profiling. The judge ruled that ethnicity cannot be the only criteria for singling out passengers for extra check, the court said, but it could certainly be one criteria among others. Source Al Jazeera English. Segment 8. What do we have for food this week? This week, instead of going to the restaurant or kitchen, we went to the farm to celebrate harvest. It's harvest time in community gardens across Alberta. Our diversity magazine and TV team drop in at the Land of Dreams Community Garden Project in the southeast of Calgary, organized by Calgary Catholic Immigration Society, CCIS. Enjoy the beans and the vegetables, the bee stew.
Is all about bringing newcomers back to the land so that they can grow food that they're familiar with, that they know from back home. And it's also a place to learn from our Indigenous elders on how to be taking care of the land for generations.
In 2019, we have this project with RAD. We start with the Syrian community and Yazidis community, where we have 8 plant, and I didn't do planting back home, but I learned from the Yazidis women. I have before like around 15 ladies, but now maybe 8 or 10. It's coming to the land. This is the 3rd year for us. We have beans. We'll say in our language bakalk. It's very delicious.
Okay.
And we plant a different vegetable, but we share this vegetable with everybody, like just.
Segment 9. Now it's time for our community announcement for this week. Dream do come true. Bulk buy wholesale. Expand to new location in Edmonton with a grocery store and future expansion to a restaurant, a spa, and a beauty center. Join Bulk Bar at its new store at 11709 154th Street, Edmonton.
Hi everyone, welcome to Bulk by Wholesale West. We are opening a store on the west end today, so we'd like you, if you live on the west or on the north side of Edmonton, come in and enjoy this space. This is about 5,000 square feet space where we have a retail store, we have a kitchen, we also have a restaurant space and events area, and also very soon in coming weeks we are going to have a spa and beauty center here.
The talented, smart, enduring Green Party leaders, Annamie Paul, the first person of African descent to lead a major political party in Canada, bows to the unelected racist within her party and resigned as leader of the Green Party of Canada after the board called for a leadership review just day after the election. Get to know some of the program offered by Solomon College in Edmonton. Please contact 780-431-1515 or info@solomoncollege.ca.
And I'm here today to talk to you about 3 employment programs that Solomon College delivers. The first is our Connections to Employment program, which focuses on preparing newcomers to work in the retail sector. Secondly, we have our Food Service Supervisor Preparation program, which supports newcomers to develop skills to work in the food services sector. And our final employment training program is our Quest Key Workplace Essential Skills Training Program, which is designed to help newcomers build warehouse technology skills to work in the warehousing sector.
He is a volunteer master, composter, recycler with the City of Edmonton, the chairman of Edmonton Igbo School Board, and the director of the Edgemont Community League. He has pinned down his 5 years Canadian journey to inspire newcomers to Canada. Let us hear from Chidi.
Thank you, Emi, for having me. We came into Canada in 2017, and when we landed here, we didn't know anybody in town who could help us with some of the information to help us settle as fast as possible. We looked through the library and all the other resource centers, and we couldn't find any one single resource that could help us navigate our way through. We went through the maze of finding our feet and everything. And so the lessons we've learned through that experience and also helping other people come in as Director of Humanitarian Services for Igbo Cultural Association of Edmonton. I decided to codify and put inside a book form so that other people can also be encouraged on the journey. I want everybody to succeed, and I want people to succeed and not make the same mistakes that we've made, and that's why I wrote the book. So the book is currently on pre-sale on my landing page, which is at publishyourgift.ipages/chidi. You'll probably see it on the screen right now. It's also available for pre-sale on Amazon.com and Barnes and Nobles and most reputable bookshops online and offline.
September 30th, 2021 marks the first National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. It honors the lost children and survivors of residential schools, their families, and communities.
Their families, from their parents, from their grandparents, and the children were punished, sometimes severely, if they practiced their language, their culture, their dances, their ceremonies, and because the children sometimes were not able or for circumstances, they could not see their families for maybe up to a year. And that severed the bond, that broke the language, and it hurt the child, and it hurt the family, and this has been going on since the late 1800s here in Canada. Now some of you have heard what happened in Kamloops, and in Kamloops they found 215 children's bodies buried at the residential school, and they weren't looking for them. They maybe wanted to set up something, they did groundwork, and what did they find? No one was looking for those children. So this has brought up feelings for the residential school survivors, the ones who experienced so much trauma and pain that they didn't want to talk about it because it was shame-based. And I know that feeling. Even though I didn't go to residential school when I was a little kid, I felt it. I didn't want to wear my hair in braids, but I knew when I was little, I danced this style, fancy shawl, and it always stayed in my heart. And for the residential school survivors now, when they found the children, it was a confirmation that something was wrong with those schools.
Award-winning realtor Conrad Agler brings to us his monthly real estate updates.
Hello, this is Conrad Agler here, a real estate agent and a mortgage broker residing here in Calgary. Just giving you the update, the real estate update for this month of September. So the data that has come up in September has shown that we are in a balanced market right now. All over the province, the main cities, including Edmonton, Calgary, Lethbridge, we are in a balanced market right now. When we compare these to the early period of the year, between January, especially from March to June, we saw some upsurge in purchase activity, and that led to a short seller's market. So seller's market were it favored sellers, and buyers were having difficulty in getting their offers accepted and getting the properties of their dreams. But then I believe the stress test might have accounted for it. From June, we have seen a little bit downturn, or maybe kind of stabilization sort of. So properties don't sell as fast as they used to be in the early part of the year. And buyers are also taking their time, and inventory is still high, but what we are seeing is that we are not seeing that kind of competitive offers, and also properties selling as fast as they used to be. But it's a balanced market. Compared with the same time last year, we can say that we still have seen a substantial increase in value. Properties that were selling around 500 last year are selling around 580, 550, 580, and yeah. So that's the state of the market. For new builds, we still have inventory supply issues, and that is impacting prices. So builder prices have not gone down. We're expecting that upsurge in new build prices will kind of come down, but we haven't seen any substantial change in those numbers. So if you're buying or building new, don't be surprised what you are quoted. You are still around 10 to 15% more than the prices for same property types last year. Any advice to give to buyers? Yes, if you are ready, you can qualify, your credit is good, get pre-approved and go into the market. There is no need to wait. I've had some people trying to wait and time the market. Interest rates are stable, low, around 2 or below 2%. So it's that time that if you're a buyer, you want to take your chances and get into the market right away. Rates are going to go up next year for sure. So if you want to wait, this stabilization or balanced market we have now may also shift to a seller's market as, most provinces become open up. And if this fourth wave is taken care of, COVID is taken care of, yes, prices may go up. So it's that time that you want to buy. For sellers, yes, just do your numbers. I'm available. I can do the assessment evaluation for you to see if it is a good time to buy, to sell, or even to refinance. And I probably use the money to invest in real estate, do business, pay debt, and anything that you can use the money for. So it is that time, and this is the short update from Conrad, coming all the way to you from Calgary. Now, how to reach me? My number is 403-690-0809, 403-690-0809, and my email is conrad@conradagla.ca. Any question that you have, don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can Google my name, you can check Facebook or Instagram at Conrad Agla Real Estate, and I will take care of any question, any issue, any problem, and any transaction you want to work on. Thank you, and see you next month.
Award-winning insurer professional Niva Perot brings to us her update as part of World Life Insurance Month.
Well, every month in my mind should be Life Insurance Awareness Month, but it's officially September. So what we're doing because of COVID, we're reaching out to our clients through social media mainly to let them know and share how important life insurance is to the community, for their families, and just educating the public on how important life insurance is to families and individuals.
So for those who don't have a clue about life insurance, what is life insurance?
Life insurance is protecting your family from unexpected expenses that occur after your death. So that could be some of the most obvious ones, such as funeral expenses. It could be providing an education for your children that you've left behind. It could be paying off debt. A lot of people use life insurance to pay off a mortgage or simply to pay for the day-to-day expenses that happen because you've lost a significant income or flow of money coming into your household.
Okay, so how can people get life insurance, and what are the conditions that can favor or might not favor them getting a life insurance?
The most important thing is to reach out to a professional. And when you reach out to that professional, make sure that they're sitting down with you and discussing what your individual needs are. And that's usually done through a life needs analysis, where they're going to ask you, what's your annual income? What are you anticipating for funeral expenses? If you have children, are they going on to university? What's the remaining amount on your mortgage? And really, a life insurance policy should be built towards what you want and what you feel is important to you.
So who can get the life insurance and who cannot?
Most people could get life insurance. We usually recommend the younger you are, the least expensive it is. And also that's when you're usually most healthy. So it's good financial planning as well. If you do have health concerns such as diabetes or high blood pressure, the best thing to do is to disclose that up front. And there could be a life insurance plan for you, as long as you have it under control and you're taking medication, and you could qualify. So we always recommend that you don't make assumptions about your health concerns, that you speak with a trusted professional to see if you qualify for a plan.
Is there any age group that might be more risky or the premium might be higher?
For some reason, the magic age is 40. So usually if you're crossing over 40, the premiums tend to be a little higher than if you're under 40. But again, the best thing to do is to ask the right questions and see what plan is best for you in those types of situations, and not make any assumptions. Just be open-minded and see what's available.
And what are the right questions?
The right questions are, how long have you been in the industry? What types of policies do you recommend? Sit down and do that full needs analysis that I mentioned earlier. Those are all important things. And don't be rushed into anything. Make a solid decision by reviewing the different plans that are presented to you and going back and having a conversation with a spouse or loved one.
Anything else?
I would say, just based on my own personal experience, don't think that, or don't be afraid that of having a conversation around death. It means that you're being responsible and you're looking after yourself. I've had personal experiences where I've had a niece pass away at 16, a cousin pass away at 39, and a mother and an aunt who passed away in their 60s. So it doesn't discriminate based on age, sex, gender, and it's something that's very important to protecting your family.
So what will you say to those who do not have life insurance?
Reach out, give your trusted professional a call. We at Desjardins Insurance and myself and my agency, we are fully licensed for life insurance, and we will take the time and review plans with you. If you're wanting to reach out to a different provider that you're comfortable with, that's fine as well, as long as you're seeking out that protection and looking out to see what's best for you and your family.
And how can people reach you?
They can reach me. I'm located in Calgary at 3333 17th Avenue Southwest. I can be reached online at www.westcalgaryinsurance.com, or you can call in directly at 403-685-2900. If your family doesn't have life insurance, there is a government benefit that's available to you. It's called the Canadian Pension Plan Death Benefit. And to qualify for that benefit, you'd have to be working in Canada for 10 years and contributing to the CPP plan. And the amount is $2,500. And you would have to apply within 60 days of a loved one passing away. And then that benefit is payable to you. It is taxable income, so to keep that in mind. But there is something out there that's available to you through the Canadian government.
Is life insurance expensive?
No, I think it's a myth out there that it's really expensive. We have clients that protect children at the young age of 2 years old for a policy at $10 a month, or a teenager at $15 a month, or somebody in their 20s and 30s at $25 or $30 a month. For the amount of benefit that you get from the policy, it's a minor expense that you may spend on a Starbucks coffee twice a month that you could put towards protecting your family and loved ones.
Thank you for watching Diversity TV Community Newscast. Be the first to get our community newscast as it happens. Please subscribe and hit the bell notification